A jar full of sour wine was standing there, and so they put a sponge full of the wine on a branch of hyssop and held it to his mouth. When Jesus had received the wine, he said, "It is finished." Then he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. John 19:29-30. It is finished. Can there be any sadder words in Scripture? The life that had begun with such beauty, the Christ child swaddled and lying in a manger while angels sang and shepherds told their amazing tales, now come to its horrifying end in the blood and the suffering and the squalor that was Golgotha. If such a thing can be, these words of sadness and defeat are at the same time words of joy, gladness, and triumph for what truly was finished. It was only the suffering and the humiliation that ended. For Jesus did not say, "I am finished." His words were not an admission of defeat, a capitulation. They were, if anything, words of promise, words of triumph. With his death, he had completed what it was that God sent him to do on this earth. For it was only with the end of his mortal life that Jesus could proceed to the next step of his ministry. It was death that made possible the miracle of the resurrection. Jesus did not take mortal form to come among us that he might live forever in comfort and luxury. He came to die that he might rise again. His physical death was not a moment of defeat. It was the foreshadowing of his greatest victory, his triumph over sin and death themselves. His ministry did not die on the cross with his physical body. It had only just begun. Because of what he finished, we have hope. Because of his sacrifice, because he suffered the ultimate indignity, it was possible for him to win the ultimate triumph. There will come a time in each of our lives when we too cry, "It is finished." Let us hope and pray that that cry for us too is a cry of triumph and not an admission of defeat.